here. And the rest are designers? Who are designers? Ooh, designers win.
Can you talk about boop?
About?
About blown out of proportion?
I can.
Please. They're beautiful. They're exquisite.
It is. Let me think of how what do I. Yeah, I mean I discovered that you can vacuum form aluminium, the same as you can vacuum form acrylic. It's a magnesium-rich aluminium. It polishes better, and it's called superplastic aluminium. And I've noticed that when in the factory they make parts of airplanes and stuff, if they want to vacuum around something deep, they first blow it. They blow it through a hole. And I just thought, what happens what if the hole is not square? What if I make a shape out of it? And I started drawing shapes, side views of things. Later, I developed it into something else that is like, this is the bodyguard. It's using the same sort of material, same sort of technique. Each piece like that is made out of 4 molds, and then I cut each one of them, I draw on them, and cut each one of them differently. And take as much as I can, leave as much as I need, and let's see where it goes. This is the making. So, but let me see. Let me see. Let me show in Maastricht. This is what happened to those pieces, like after you polish them. And because the aluminum is light, I could put a little weight at one end, and they behave like wibbles. Can anyone read what it says here? What? Sex. Does everyone see it? No. Only sexually active people can see it. Can you see it now? If you squint, you might see it. Anyway, it's in the negative spaces between the holes. Yeah, get it? No? Okay, and then more, right, that's another one. So anyway, so that's not exactly the boobs, it's a bit later, but it sort of, you can use it like you can ride a bicycle, so it's, let's see. Let me show you, oops. The Holon Museum, the brief that I got from the city is, can you do us a building that we'll be very proud to put on a poster stamp? And you know, every little city thinks that if we only had a building like Bilbao, we'll be put on the map. And I love Bilbao. I love what it does to the way it's seen from the outside. I don't think it's the best museum to exhibit in. We can have a debate about it later, but it's... so here I wanted to do a museum that is sort of easy to work, easy to exhibit. Basically, 2 white cube galleries. One is perching on top of the other, and this is like the first sketch. It's been pretty much you anyway. The envelope that's made of corten steel is doing the structure. It's holding a building, and it sort of defines the courtyard. You'll see the Louvre courtyard, and it contains the two rectangular exhibition spaces. The gaps between the envelope and the exhibition halls is where the circulation takes place and where the services take place. So it's not sort of, there's no waste there. And because one is perching above the other, we get a lot of outdoor space that is sort of free. In the first rendering we showed this gradation of colors in the corten to learn later that in the Middle East, after 2 years, all corten steel becomes like dark chocolate. So I had a big fight with a person in the city that said, you showed us gradation, one gradation, even if we have to paint it. I said, no, you'll never paint it, you don't paint corten. It forced us to go into research in the Milan Polytechnic, where, I mean, I was quite happy with it to stay like this. I mean, because, you know, to accept the colors that it gets. But we studied, there was the sort of the oil and grease department, and we found ways, we got a guarantee for 10 years that will keep the gradation, and then we got into like, it was sort of disappointing that you have to choose the color of something that normally gets a natural color, but it worked. It became an obsession. It's a museum without a single column, so everything spans as much as it can. There's a belly that needed to be plastered in one go. So there's scaffolding that's removed by a man by a plasterer lifting his arm. And we have to have this, it looked to me, everyone look at me, it looks to me like a Pina Bausch piece. And they had to finish the whole thing in one day, and they had to bring as many people as they could, and it pays. But the big achievement, what's happening here? Wait. This is about a month before it was finished. My biggest architectural achievement ever is the fact that a week before the opening, I had a delegation from the rabbis of the city looking for a place to put their mezuzah that the Jews put on doors. And I said to them, are you crazy? You're going to spoil the concept of this building, because this building is about not having an entrance. You just, you're sucked in, and there's not a definite place where you can say, I'm outside and now I'm inside. If you do this, you're pagan symbol there. If you do it, you're going to spoil the whole concept. The rabbi looks at me and says, you're right, and walked away. I'm very proud. It's the only public building in the country that gets an exemption from. Anyway, it's in a place where 9 months out of the year you can circulate. You don't need to be protected from the elements or by a mezuzah. But there is like internal staircases and lifts, but there's the ramp, and that sort of louvers the outside. Where are we? I mean, we invented the system to make one of the halls to enjoy natural daylight by alternating the T junction, one upside down, like you see here. Oops. Now, that's very pleasing that when EasyJet did a poster for the 15th birthday with icons of every country they fly to, it's much better than a postage stamp. I mean, like, where's Canada? Is Canada here?
They don't fly here.
They don't come here? Right. What would they put if they come here?
Maple leaf.
Anyway, so the Eiffel Tower, and we got this. Cyprus got Cyprus. And Beckham for London. I have to